Okay, welcome. Happy Sunday, everybody. Welcome to live Q&A with Andrew Spirit. I'm a psychic medium and spiritual development teacher and energy healer. And every Sunday we're doing a brief live, or maybe not so brief, depending on how many join in. So this is your chance to ask any general questions you may have about spiritual development, energies, guides, angels, intuitive Reiki, healing, how psychic mediums work, anything along those lines. I will not be doing any psychic messages live on Sundays. This is purely for information sharing and Q&A. So if you or any of your like-minded friends would like to ask general questions, or if you're looking for a few resources, some online spiritual development groups to join, if you're looking for some spiritual communities in your area, I may be able to help you. Please invite like-minds to join in on Sundays on YouTube. Subscribe to my channel, and that way you'll get notified when I do go live. It's not always exactly the same time. Being a Sunday, my schedule is a little bit more unpredictable, but it's typically somewhere between late afternoon to early evening Eastern Standard Time. So just feel free to join in and post your questions live. If I'm unable to answer it right away, I will get the information for you from one of my colleagues or healer friends. But for now, we're just going to focus on general questions, so no channelings, no psychic messages. This is just purely information exchange. So I'll be online for a while just to see what the general interest is like today. And it's still early days, so the group is still pretty small, but I'm hoping to grow it a lot larger, similar to the Thursday lives. So for anybody who's new or hasn't seen me work before, I do lives on Thursdays on Facebook, where I offer psychic messages. But Sundays are going to be for Q&A. So if you have any general questions about spiritual development, just post them away on the live, and I will answer them for you right away. There's a couple of exceptions where I won't be of much help. For example, tarot and crystals. I don't use tarot or work with crystals much at all. But if you have questions about it, I can either put you in touch with one of my healer medium colleagues, or I can find out for you and get the information to you. But this is just your chance to ask general questions on spiritual development. And if you'd like to know more about me and my offerings and what I do, visit me on my website, which is mediumblessings.weebly.com, or visit me on Facebook. My Facebook name is exactly the same as my YouTube channel name, Mediumblessings-Andrew Spirit. And Thursdays, I'm live on Facebook offering psychic messages to random viewers that are tuning in. And Sundays is for Q&A. So I'll be online for a little while, and just offering the opportunity for you to post your questions during a live, anything about energy, guides, angels, spiritual development. I'll do my best to answer them in as much detail as I can. So if you happen to come up with questions during the week, note them down, save them, and bring them next Sunday and share your questions. I'll do my best to help out. So if you're needing any general assistance, some free resources, some online groups to join, just ask away and I'll see what I can do to help you. Okay. So we're just going to see anybody's going to jump on live. Okay. So welcome everybody. live Q&A, information sharing, post your questions. Started this live a couple of months ago on YouTube on Sundays, so let's try and connect as many like minds as we can. I'll try and get the group to a nice good size, similar to the Thursday lives, and see what we can share in terms of free resources, some free information on spiritual development. Some people, depending where you are, don't have access to healing circles or perhaps some online spiritual groups, so I will try and help you with that. If you find that there's not much available in your community or your area, let me know, and I'll see if I can connect you with certain groups or people where you can have more access to resources on spiritual development information. So post your questions, spiritual development questions, information sharing, Q&A, and I'll do my best to get you whatever information you need about that. Okay. And I'm just going to put my website in the comments field so you can learn more about me and what I do. So I offer one-on-one readings. I do one-on-one mentoring, intuitive Reiki, spiritual development classes. I also have a meditation circle that is open to the public in Brockville, Eastern Ontario. So if you have questions on spiritual development, maybe I can help. Maybe I can provide some information for you. If you have any like-minded friends who are looking for some free resources, some online spiritual development groups, or just have general questions about guides, energy, and spirit, have them connect to this group, and I will try and give them whatever information I have, whatever I can. Okay, let's see. Okay, just need to get the charger charged up. Sorry about that. Okay, there we go. Okay, so my website is posted in the comments. It's mediumblessings.weebly.com. That'll have a little bit more information about my offerings and what I do. I do lives on Facebook on Thursdays, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, psychic messages, which I channel live, and right now, Sunday afternoons, early evenings, is just general Q&A, information sharing. So, hi Scarlett. So this is just for anybody who has general questions about spiritual development, energies, guides, angels, how psychic mediums work. Post your comments live and I will answer them as best I can. If you find you come up with more questions during the week, just save them and bring them for next Sunday. And invite some friends. Anybody who's looking to connect with like minds and needs a bit of spiritual development, guidance, direction, have them join in, and I'll share whatever I can. I am part of quite a number of groups, online spiritual community groups. So if you're looking for something in your area, I can maybe help you out with that. Okay. Hey, Chris. Do I ever offer development circles and workshops? So yes, I do. It's been a while since I've done, but I have a really good, so I have spiritual development classes which I offer, and that can be done in person as well as online. And some of the topics and details are on my website, so mediumblessings.weebly.com. It'll have my level 1 and 2 spiritual development class topics on there. I also do one-on-one mentoring for people who prefer more one-on-one and more that sort of more flexibility, more sort of freedom as to how I mentor and how you like the mentoring sessions to go. I am very, very flexible with how people like to be mentored. So I have the one-on-one, and I also have group development classes. And I also have a workshop which is called Tools for Moving Forward. I haven't run it in a while, but I would love to get another one of those going again. That is a more in-depth workshop that lasts, it's probably approximately a 3-4 hour workshop. And that covers a range of different topics. There's also a chakra cleansing meditation midway through the class. And you also get a booklet, information booklet with the information to take home with you that you can reference anytime for the rest of your days, whenever you need to refer back to it. So yes, I do one-on-one as well as group classes. And I do plan to get that up and running again. But as of right now, one-on-one mentoring, I am pretty much ready to go on short notice, if that's what you prefer. As for group classes, I like to have a minimum of at least 3 participants, so you have some sort of group interaction and connection. And those can be done online and in person, whichever you prefer. So I do offer various types of classes and workshops for sure. So thanks for the question and reminder, Chris. I love teaching and sharing the information, as well as about almost as much as I do enjoy giving private readings to people. So that is definitely available. So if that interests you, have a look at my website or message me for more information, particularly about the one-on-ones. The one-on-one mentoring, you'll need to get in touch with me to get more detail on that. I have a standardized set of about 10 class topics, but I also am open to mentoring any other way you feel. If there's sort of specific areas you want to focus on, I'm very flexible and open as to the topics and how you like the mentoring to go, whether you prefer more interactive, more talking, more listening, a bit of both. I kind of tailor it to suit how you like to be mentored. So yeah, be in touch with that. Like I said, I'd love to help out. I enjoy teaching the information very, very much. So thanks for the question, Chris. And any other questions you may have on spiritual development, anything about energy, guides, post away. I plan to keep running this every Sunday as long as there's a decent amount of interest. So this is your chance to get some free resources and any clarification or clarity you may need. There's many different sources of information and people we hear it from. So I just like to suggest that you, whether it's from me or anybody else, you take what resonates with you, whatever's sits well with you, and discard anything that doesn't just resonate or feel well with you. So don't necessarily take everything I say as the highest, best, and complete truth. You just take the bits and pieces that I have to share that suit you and work for you, and you discard anything that doesn't seem right. And do that with every other source that you come across. And you basically package together your own perspectives, your own belief systems. And I recommend evaluating them from time to time and perhaps making a few changes and tweaks. Change is constant, so it's good to every now and then change or just check in with your beliefs and see if they're all still working for you, because there's always more truth coming in, more to add to what you already know. So this isn't a black and white area. This is mostly a gray area, the spiritual realm. So there's always change. There's always more information coming. So be flexible with what you take in, what you absorb. And when something works for you, run with it until it doesn't work for you anymore. So there's no right or wrong way. It's just change is constant. So your views, your perspectives, and things like that will change over time. So you just take what works for you while it works for you, and then you make changes as needed. Okay. Hi, Jax. Welcome. This is a live Q&A, information sharing. So if any of you have general questions on spiritual development, energies, guides, mediums, how we work, intuitive Reiki, just post your questions. I'll do my best to share wherever I can, whatever I know. And I'll try and offer whatever other free resources I can, whether it be other online spiritual community groups. Maybe there's some in your area I might be aware of. I will try and help you with that if it's something you're looking for. And hi, Riley. And if you'd like to know more about me and what I do, my website is posted in the comments, mediumblessings.weebly.com. I'm a medium and intuitive healer and spiritual development coach. I offer classes and mentoring as well. I also do lives on Facebook on Thursdays, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And on Thursdays, I channel psychic messages to random people that Spirit guides me to. So if any of that interests you, check it out. I also have a book available online called Simply Spirit. It's an interesting read. Have a look at the reviews if you're looking for something different to read, that you can start the middle, the end, the beginning of the book. It doesn't matter. There's a Q&A section. There's a little bit of channeled material. So if that's something you're drawn to, have a look at that. But for now, I'm just going to be on for a while just to see if there's any questions, general interest, spiritual development. So I hope you join me either maybe on Thursdays, one of my lives with psychic messages, or the next few Sundays. If you come up with any questions, share them so we can all learn something and just expand on our spiritual knowledge and make some more connections with like minds. If you know anybody who's struggling or needs someone to talk to or need some direction, some spiritual information, send them my way. I'd love to help out. And that is about pretty much all I'm doing for now on the Sunday Live. So I welcome your questions. And if you can't think of anything right now, just take note of anything that may come up during the week, save your questions, and maybe join us next week. Okay. Okay, so I'm also going to post my Facebook page in the comments for you now to check that out as well. So if you subscribe to that, you'll get notified when I go live on the Thursdays. Okay. Okay. Okay, no questions today so far. There should be a few replays still available on YouTube. Some of the previous sessions we've had have been really interactive, some great questions. So maybe watch one of the replays if you feel drawn to, and have a listen to some of the Q&A questions we've had and their answers. See whether anything resonates or is helpful to you. And like I said, this is a chance just to get some free resources. So any questions, spiritual development, guides, energies, healings, how psychic mediums work. If you're looking for some online groups, spiritual groups, I may be able to help you with that. And please invite anybody else you think is needing some help or needs to connect. Okay. Chris's question: when doing group readings, do I find everything stays pretty ordered, or is it a flood of information to sort? Chris, usually I'm guided to, I pick up one or two beings at a time. So for the most part, I'm able to lock into one individual at a time, maybe two at most. It is rare, but occasionally it's happened where I've connected and started relaying messages for someone that I'm talking to, and it's turned out to be for someone else across the room, but they usually pick up on that. Someone usually it resonates with them and they ask me, or they think that it sounds like it's for them. But for the most part, I'm able to lock in one person at a time. I do always ask the guides to just work with me in divine order and tell me who to go to in divine order, one at a time, and clearly show me each individual consciousness or being, just so I can make it more understandable to the person I'm relaying it to. So usually it works out quite orderly, but once in a while it can get a bit out of hand. Like, for example, the Thursday lives where we have, say, 50 or 100 people or maybe more tuning in at the same time. That's the most challenging way, because I'm getting the energies maybe coming at me, even if they're coming at me 1, 2, 3 at a time, it's coming at me faster because the names on the newsfeed are moving so quickly sometimes. So there I have to be really fast and lock in very, very quickly. So that's the most challenging. But for the most, I'd say more often than not, it's quite ordered. And I do ask and set the intention. So usually it goes fairly smoothly. But you know what? Once in a while, things can get a bit busy. But for the most part, it's okay. Okay. Actually, while I'm remembering, with regards to things like spiritual development classes or group workshops, would most people be or have a preference to do it online, or do you prefer it in person? And I know it's not always possible in person, depending on where the program's being offered, because we connect with people all over the country, sometimes beyond. But I just thought I'd like to ask all of you a question: is what's your preference, whether in person or online, when it comes to participating in group workshops or group classes? Just curious. So if you wouldn't mind just giving me your feedback and say what your preference is, just for interest sake. Okay. Okay, Chris, you've been wanting in-person interactions. That's my personal favorite. I mean, sometimes you have to use technology online, but in-person connections for me is the most enjoyable. And as people, we're a social species. I find it healthy to connect with people in person as much as possible. I think we do need it. So as soon as I can, I'd like to offer my Tools for Moving Forward workshop again. It's a really, really awesome workshop. I haven't done it in a while, but I think I'm going to set the time to offer that again. And I usually do that on a weekend because of the length of time. It's 3, maybe 4 hours, depending on group participation and number of questions. But it's really, really enjoyable. And like I said, there is a chakra cleansing meditation. It's the only meditation I actually created, wrote myself. That's part of the workshop. And you get a booklet to take with you. You get the information to take with you. And there's a lot of opportunity for interaction and questions, and even a bit of journaling if you feel drawn to. So I definitely plan to bring that up again, start that up again soon. One-on-one mentoring, I haven't had a lot of requests for that lately, but always love doing that. Love mentoring. Like I said, as much as I do giving readings, it's just as much fun teaching and sharing the spiritual development information as it is giving readings for me anyway. I think I enjoy teaching even more than my intuitive Reiki sessions. I like the interaction and the thought exchanges, so I'm going to get that, set a time and get that workshop out soon. It's just been, January is not ideal, and people are, tend to be recovering from Christmas and New Year, so I find Januaries can be fairly slow. But we're already midway into February, so I think it's time for a workshop again. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to stay on a couple more minutes. So anybody, this is last chance to ask any more questions you may have. If you don't come up, if you can't think of anything now, not a problem. Join us next Sunday. If you think of things during the week, just write them down. Keep a record of all your questions. And then when you are able to join me on a Sunday live, bring your questions and I'll share with you whatever I can. I guess for most of us, it's kind of winter and snowy and cold, and we kind of get trapped indoors. So now is actually a good time to get online and maybe connect and get into groups like this and ask your questions. Summertime is going to be, I guess, it's a little bit harder to stay indoors, but now is the ideal time to get online, get into the groups, and just connect with people. While it's harder to get out in person, start connecting your groups. And if you're looking for spiritual communities in your area, maybe I can help you. I know of a few around Eastern, Southern, Western Ontario. So maybe there's one in your area I might be able to connect you with. And if Psychic Messages is also interesting to you, join me on Facebook on Thursdays. And okay, George McIntyre. George is online. And you're asking, is spirit and soul the same thing? So depending on the source, the medium, the channeler, spirit and soul get used interchangeably. Some people mix them up. For me, there is a difference. So to me, the definition or interpretation that I learned and have kind of gathered for soul, the meaning of soul is basically your mind in the physical. So your soul is your mind physically manifested, going through all the experiences, and your soul would be kind of like the contract or the blueprint that you have chosen to experience on this planet in this lifetime. So a nice, brief, short definition for me of the soul is your mind in the physical. So that might be a little bit strange at first to wrap your head around, but that's kind of a definition I find helpful. Soul is mind in the physical, Your spirit is basically, for me, it's like your divine self, your God particle, your spark of God. If you look at a sparkler, when you light those sparklers and they start to just spray out a whole bunch of sparks. I'll use that analogy. Each spark that sprays out from that little sparkler that you've lit, each spark would be like a spirit. But all of those sparks or spirits come from the same source, the sparkler itself, which is like, you could call it the divine source of everything, universal intelligence. You could call it God if you like. We use words to describe things as best we can, but even words are limiting. So for me, the spirit is your higher self. It's your divine spark of God. It's not just your little human personality from this one lifetime. For me, your spirit is the higher self that has experienced all lifetimes. It's the highest version of yourself, the part of you that knows everything, that is connected to everything, i.e. God or source or the divine. So for me, that's how I differentiate between spirit and soul, soul being the mind and the physical. It's hopefully that helps somewhat. I mean, it's a very complicated thing to kind of dissect and get into. And like I said, we're trying to use words to figure things out. So for me, that's how I differentiate between spirit and soul. Some people consider spirit and soul as the same thing. So depending on what you've learned and what you believe, some think it's one and the same thing. For me, I like to consider the spirit as your divine self or your God self, and the soul is your mind in the physical. So hopefully that helps a bit, George. This is going to resonate differently with each person that hears this, but maybe that explanation resonates with you. If not, then I say you take whatever parts of that seem to fit well or work with you, and whatever doesn't, you just discard it. So that's my interpretation anyway. But like I said, everybody has their own interpretation or truth. So mine isn't necessarily the whole and complete truth, nothing but the truth, but that's my interpretation anyway. So hope that helps in some way. Okay. Okay, so if anybody else has any questions, post your comments. I'll stay on another minute or two just to make sure there's no last minute comments or questions that get left out. But as I mentioned earlier, if you can't think of anything, just join us next Sunday or join me on Facebook on Thursdays. I've posted the links to my Facebook page and my website in the comments field. So just look for the posts by Mediumblessings. It's got both my links there. So feel free to join in when you can. I'll be doing this every Sunday, typically late afternoon, early evening-ish. I'll always try to give a heads up before I go live. So just keep an eye out for that. And if you subscribe to either YouTube and or Facebook, you will get notified when I do go live. So check that out. And thank you for the questions we have had this evening during the session. Hope it's been helpful. And like I said, I'll try and offer whatever free resources I can and give you what information I am able to, and maybe put you in touch with groups in your area if I can. So please spread the word, share, invite any like-minded friends who are looking to connect or who just would like an opportunity to ask some of their general questions about spirit. Have them connect with me on YouTube or on Facebook. And I'm going to sign off in a minute. So thank you for the questions we've had. Thank you for the participation. Keep an eye out for my offerings on Facebook, and hope to see some of you again next week. And Hope your weekend's been good. Take care of yourselves, stay healthy, stay warm, and until next time, thanks for tuning in, everybody. I'm going to sign off and wish everybody a happy evening. So bye for now, everybody, and hope to see you next time.